What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. Today we're going to be taking a look at the New England Patriots and trying to figure out exactly what is wrong with this football team. And I just find it so hard to believe that this team goes from being a play away from beating the Seattle Seahawks, a 5-1 team now, to losing back-to-back games to the Denver Broncos. And the San Francisco 49ers are a good football team, but their game against the Broncos was absolutely horrible. And it really got me thinking as to what's going on, what's wrong. Is it Cam? Is it play calling? Is it receivers? Their offensive line is solid, so you know it's not them. Where's the miscommunication? What's happening? So I'm going to dive into that a little bit in this video, but before I do, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel as well as to Jackson Krieger Sports, show us both a little bit of support. That would mean the absolute world to us. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this video, starting with this play against the Denver Broncos. Now, one thing that defenses just do not have for the New England Patriots anymore is respect. And what I mean with that is there is absolutely no fear to bring the house and lock up man coverage underneath, and they know that receivers aren't going to get separation, and they know that at some point that pressure that they brought is going to land. So in this situation right here, we give that quick play fake. Now I understand that with this play it's a designed shot, absolutely, but what's frustrating to me about this is that you have zero threat into the flat, right? And this is so easy to cover. And once again, this is that lack of respect that I'm talking about. You know that you're going to be able to lock up the receivers with these two corners right here. You're going to drop these two safeties down into a zone over into the flat. Whatever happens down there into the flat, these two cats are going to rally, right? But besides that, they're bringing heat with everybody. And they know that something's going to land. They know that this offensive line can't hold up forever. Eventually, Cam Newton gets sacked. The right tackle goes down. I don't know if Illuminor is down for the year, but I know he's down for an extended period of time. But look at this thing from the end zone, right? Bringing heat from all over the place. Good pickup from Damian Harris, but we got no separation, right? The only thing that we might be able to have is N'Keal Harry right off the break right here. But without practice, it's tough to get that timing in, especially when you can't be in the field. You can't be in the facilities for basically 2 weeks, right? So that's kind of the first domino to fall with New England, is not having that practice time for that 14 days. Really difficult to do, right? And again, maybe Cam needs to anticipate the throw a little bit more, but at the end of the day, there's still no respect from these defenses to the New England Patriots to actually match up and to drop guys into coverage. They don't believe they need to. Right? They don't think that they have to, and there's some good merit to that because New England receivers have not created the separation necessary in order for Cam to go and drop these balls in there. Now, Cam Newton has not been perfect, and even he would admit that. I don't think that there's any question about this. And this play really kind of speaks volumes to me. We see Edelman working right here across the field, and then he's going to break this thing back out on a really nice route, right? And right here, we have to throw this football. I mean, we have to. I know it might look like maybe you could make the case, oh, he looks covered because of 47. No, you got to get this ball out. You got to get it in the bucket to Edelman. You can't break the pocket on something like this. You have to anticipate it, right? And this is kind of what I'm saying. It's a culmination of a number of things in New England. It's not just Cam. It's not just the receivers. It's not just the play calling. It is a domino effect of epic proportions that keeps falling. And it's a combination of defenses not really caring whether or not New England knows they're going to bring pressure. They don't really care because they know their defensive backs are going to be able to lock up receivers. And then on top of that, when Cam does have guys open, he's missing footballs, right? We look at this situation right here. Once again, Denver's bringing heat from these three guys, right? They're bringing a safety down, and they're rushing a safety, and you can't get this ball off in time. All that's going to happen is Edelman's going to run a really quick speed out right here. This is a catch and throw, right? We have defensive backs off. We need to catch, get this ball out as soon as we can, and we skip it to Julian Edelman. We can't do that. You got to get this ball on the money to the sideline so that he can catch and run, right? Missed opportunity right there. Yeah, it was 3rd and long, but still, you don't know what can happen with Edelman. You don't know what can happen in the NFL. He might be able to get upfield and gain some big yardage. Now, we sit there and say, hey, Cam's not doing the right things. He's not making good throws, absolutely. But then we have plays like this where his receivers are not getting separation. Nobody has separation on this play. This is a shot play, just like the first one that we saw, right? Off the play action right here. Show that play fake, get those backers nice and close to the offensive line, and we're trying to break this thing downfield, but we got no separation anywhere. There's nothing here. N'Keal Harry's not accelerating out of his route. He's staying at the exact same speed, creating zero distance between him and a defensive back. It's tough to watch, man. Once again, right here, we see pressure from the Denver Broncos. They don't care. Bring heat. Cover 1, cover 0, force these receivers to beat us, and they're not doing it. But again, the other thing that ties into this is the play calling. I can't stand stuff like this, right? We got Devin Asiasi at the top. We give a quick chip, and then we're working out. Okay, if we're covered up downfield, we got to hit this right now from Cam. Or we need to get our quick game going because the New England Patriots are consistently getting pressure on 2nd and 3rd and long. The way you dig yourself out of those holes is you have your quick game set up for 2nd and 3rd and long, which it doesn't seem like they're doing. It's not like Tom Brady had a phenomenal rushing attack the entire time. No, there were times where Brady had to throw the ball 50 times a game. But it was because when they got in those 2nd and long situations, they had a phenomenal quick game that was ready to go. They do not have that right now. Their quick game is non-existent, right? And this is another thing with I do want to tie this in with practice because I'm watching this route at the bottom. If you're in practice for a week and you know, okay, this is their blitz look, they're going to bring heat right here, that means I got to hit my hot right now if it's a running back coming into the flat, or we got to hit the outsides, right? Because right here we have a defensive back off. So Damian Bird's going to run upfield, or excuse me, Jameer Bird, I believe his name is, run upfield and break this thing on a curl, right? This is a timing route, Cam Newton. 1, 2, 3, get this ball out right now. He doesn't have to be facing you. You got to rip that ball to the sidelines and get 10 a little love, and he doesn't do that. And I think a big part of that was because of practice for this Denver game. Now, heading into the San Francisco game is a different story, but I do want to hit on just a couple more plays from this Denver game. And this play right here is tough to watch. Tough to watch. Cam Newton has every ability to complete. This is on the game-winning drive for the New England Patriots, what would have been the game-winning drive. Denver is going to bring heat from everywhere. Everywhere. We're bringing every backer on the depth chart. We'll man up with the backer on the side of the back, and we got to hit Julian Edelman right here, right out of this break. And what do? We skip it to him. You can't have that, man. You cannot be doing that. And I'm not a quarterback guru. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what's going on with his steps, with his arm, with anything like that. But I do know that can't happen. And that's on Cam, right? And that's part of the thing is that this whole problem with New England's offense just transferred from last year to this year. Last year, you had a Q who could get the ball out quick game. This year, it does not seem like that's happening. Here we go to today against the 49ers. Empty set, 2nd down and 8. San Francisco trusts their front 4 to get there, so they're not really going to bring heat a lot. But, you know, I was criticizing the play calling kind of in my head watching this game, but this is open right here. Right, and that's kind of what you got to do in this situation. Niners are going to drop into 2. They're just running manned underneath, and 15's going to clear this guy right here. We got to get this ball out, and Cam Newton's looking right at him. It seems. It looks like he's looking right at 15. Now, unless he's locked in on Julian Edelman, and that's why we don't rip this ball, you got to see the whole field, man. We know that we're getting man. We know exactly where we got to look at, and this is one of the guys that you got to get going in this offense, right? He clears this friction player right here, works right behind him. We got to rip that ball right down the middle. But we don't. We're late on it, and this is part of the thing. Something's going on with Cam Newton right now that's not looking good, right? We have this play right here on 3rd down that I really don't like. This is just so classic New England right now, right? They're going to short motion Edelman in, run him across the field. The Niners are going to roll a safety down right here. They're spied up with Cam with this guy, or he's actually going to bring heat, and then they'll drop another guy off to spy Cam Newton. It's just so vanilla. It's so plain. We're going to hit the flat, but James White's not going to get there, right? Now, this play call on 3rd and 5, I actually liked this, right? I actually did like this. What they do is they run a crosser that's more upfield with Izzo, right? He's going to work kind of like that. N'Keal Harry's working across the field, and then Edelman's going to work up and into the field right like that. Just a really simple kind of levels concept you get out of bunch. But I don't like the decision from Cam Newton, right? It looks open, yeah, but you know, right? You've watched the film. You know where these safeties are going to drop. You know, okay, we're going to get right here. You have to get off of N'Keal Harry in this situation, right? And when we throw this ball, we got Edelman open on the second window. We got Izzo, who might be open, probably not because of this right here, but you can thread the needle to 11 right there. But we don't do it. And it just seemed like this game against the Niners just exposed so many of the things that are fearful with Cam Newton in this New England offense, right? But I really think that this stems from not being out of the stadium, out of the facilities for 14 days. I really do think it stems from that. This last play right here is just horrible. You can't do stuff like this, right? Working up field with 10, he's going to break this thing off on a comeback and you one-hop it to him. That's just bad, man. You can't do that. So all in all, what I think is wrong with the New England Patriots, first and foremost, my biggest concern is Cam Newton. He can't be doing what he's doing. I don't know what happened in between the game against Seattle and today and last week, but obviously he had the COVID test. I'm not an idiot, but you know, being out of the facility is such a major thing. You're not getting reps. You're not developing chemistry. You're not working with coaches face to face. You're not getting on the whiteboard. Stuff like that is so hard to do over a computer. A Zoom meeting cannot be your practice. You will not succeed as a football team if that's the situation. So Cam Newton, getting him squared away is first and foremost one of the biggest concerns. Second thing is the wide receiving core. You have to find a way to get separation. Now, I don't think that concern is as big as people say, because when you watch the film, there are times where, hey, New England's getting separation. Cam's just got to get the ball there. However, there are other times watching this, like this play right here, where N'Keal Harry's getting no separation. There's zero. You have to be better at the top of your route. You have to accelerate out of your break. You have to find ways to create distance between you and a defensive back, because what's going on right now is not working. Third, and the last thing that's really a concern, is the play calling. I was kind of harsh on it when I was watching the game against the Niners today, but once again, that ties into practice as well. If you don't have time in the facility, you don't have time on the practice field, you're not confident in running the plays that you need to win, which means that your play calling is going to be way more vanilla, it's going to be way more plain, and you're not going to run as much stuff. You're not going to find ways to confuse defenses. You're going to do the most basic of basic things that you can think of to try and win a game, and when that's not there, you're just going to keep pounding your head against a wall, trying different concepts, but you have to trust what you're going to call, and that's the thing. I don't think that these coaches trust that the players can run exactly what they want to run, and that's not because the players aren't working hard enough. That's not because of anything more than the fact that they couldn't be in the building, and they lost basically 2 weeks of practice because of some positive COVID tests. And I'm not saying that that's not the right protocol or anything like that, but people compare it to the Titans, and it's like, dude, the Titans were practicing. Everybody knows the Titans were practicing. They were breaking protocol. They said, screw it, we're still going to practice, and they got a very minor slap on the wrist from the NFL. So that's kind of what I see that's going on with the New England Patriots offense. Really interested to see what other people say, although I'm sure that it's going to be a lot of very educated folks telling me about how I'm wrong and how the Patriots just suck now. So that'll be a lot of fun to see in the comments. But anyway, I appreciate the support regardless. Thank you for watching the video. If you can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel as well as the Jackson Kruger Sports. That's all I got for you today. I'll be back with some more content, and I'll see you next time.